Alright, hey guys, Lee here. It's October 12th of 2011, and I am 11 months post-op and a year and like 9 months on testosterone at this point. And so because it is October, I am wearing my breast cancer awareness shirt. All you guys, this is my little thing for you guys who still have testicles. Make sure you get them checked. I know it's one of the most embarrassing fucking things that you can do next to getting a pap done. However, they're still there, and until they go away, they have the potential to get all sorts of nastiness. So make sure you get it checked. There are places that do transgender-friendly mammograms and whatnot, and you guys who have had testicles removed, we still have, I believe it's like 10% of our tissue, of our chest tissue, and so we need to, just make sure that we have, like, they don't get everything. As much as we would like to believe, they don't get everything when they do the surgery, so we gotta make sure that, we're still healthy and whatnot. So, because even bio males can get, cancer in their chest. So make sure you check. That's my little spiel. So now I'm done with that. So a couple cool things going on in my life at the moment. I hit a year on my job, and because I live in the state of Texas, they couldn't fire me after 90 days, but now it's sort of secure, and I got a raise on top of it, which is awesome because I'm poor. I finished, I don't know how many people were watching before, but I finished the Hotter Than Hell, the 50 mile, not the 100, I'm not that insane yet. I finished it in like 4.5 hours, which was really good. I averaged, unfortunately, only a speed of like 10 miles per hour, but with the hills and the wind and everything like that, it sort of made, it made it really hard. So, I'm growing my mohawk, which is another new addition to my life, which is awesome. It's getting finally long enough to spike. Forever it was just so low, and work has been really cool about it to let me have it, because I work at a hospital. Sorry, it's like all uneven now because I'm just messing with it. Work has been really cool with letting me have it. They haven't really said much about it. There's something going on at work, but I'm not sure how much time I'm going to have on this video, so I'm probably going to end up making another one right after this. Getting over a cold, which sucks. And in Texas, unfortunately, you get the heat of the fever, and then you get the heat of outside. And it is like 80-some degrees outside today, so anyway, what else is going on? I'm going to throw the link to my transgender group below, but we started, another transgender guy and I, and my partner, my fiance, and I started a transgender group in the Fort Worth area, and so I'm going to throw the link below. And if any of you guys are near us, especially in Fort Worth, because I know Dallas has a really nice setup and everything with Nelson Thibodeau and John Thomas Center and everything like that, but Fort Worth really doesn't have anything. So if you are in the Fort Worth area or any coolness like that, check out below, and there you are. What else? Let's see. As far as just like general transition shite, let's see. Not much has changed, I don't think, as far as, my voice. I don't think it's changed any. If you hear any difference between this and my other videos, it's because now I have a cold, or I'm getting over a cold. As far as hair, the only thing that's really happened is, I don't know how much you can see, you really can't see anything, but you can see a shadow, sort of, but I've been keeping it really trimmed. Like, there's actually, like, hair. Like, I actually have, like, a little bit of a beard going on, and it's really nice. The only problem is I had this circle, like, literally, like, this, about the size of the bottom of a standard, like, water bottle, and, so I had it, and it didn't grow in, and so it's finally starting to get a couple hairs here, which is nice. I am hairy pretty much everywhere else. I ended up doing the vain attempt to trim my stomach and my chest well, actually, I shaved it all. In the vain attempt to see, like, because sometimes, you know, when you know, shave hair, it comes back fuller and thicker. Well, I tried it, and, yeah, not so much. It's pretty much the same as it was. But it's creeping, like, everywhere. I have, like, hairs on my shoulders, I have hairs on my chest, I have hairs on my stomach, I have hair on my legs, I have hair everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. So, yeah. That's pretty much it for that. Because the testosterone, I'm still at 1 mil. 1 mil every 2 weeks. Yeah. Hang on, be right back. Okay, I had to let the dogs in. Sorry. So, I'm at 1 mil every 2 weeks. I've been pretty standard. The only thing that keeps going on with my, like, as far as my lab work goes, probably cut it out, is, my good cholesterol, for some reason, I can't get my good cholesterol up. My bad cholesterol is really, really low, and my good cholesterol is really, really low. I have been taking fish oil, I have been exercising, I have been doing everything that I can think of to get that up, and it will not raise. So I'm just going to continue on my merry way. My doctor says as long as my ratio is good, then I'm okay. So that's how I'm leaving it. Sorry. As far as chest surgery, that needs treatment. I feel like I need some music or something. Or whatever. So, this is me. Like I think I said, about 10 months? Or, yeah, about 9 months. 9 months. 9 months post-op. Yeah, no, that's a little better. So, this is me, 9 months post-op. I think my chest looks amazing. Front view, I think I look really good. I like my front view. My side view, not a fan. Because of this. And because you can see, it feels like I got dog earring a little bit going on underneath. But I'm actually going to go back and ask him about that. And this side too a little bit. But this could have also been a side effect of me not wearing my rep as long as I was supposed to. I can do that. It's kind of cool. Reflect my reps. But overall, I like it. I look good. I have no problem passing anywhere. I walk around without my shirt off quite a bit because I'm just that vain. Not really. I actually do very well for a while. I don't think about it, and then all of a sudden something will happen, like someone will go, "Dude, what happened to your chest?" And, you know. This I am more or less happy with, because I had the body sculpting, because I had my baby gut that never went away. I had that done in addition to my chest surgery, so the only thing, like, it was like, I mean, if anybody had ever seen a pregnant woman's stomach, you know, it's, you know, you get inflated, just all sorts of nastiness. And I went full term, and I gained like 60 pounds during my pregnancy, so the only thing that I got going on with that is just a bit of extra skin down there. But I'm hoping I'm going to up my exercising because I've been very, very lazy. And I'm going to, you know, work on that. But I'm also going to, you know, I don't know how long I'm going to do that, if anything, because it's not that bad. Really. Let's see what goes on. So that's transition, that's just surgery. I'm at 9 minutes. So I'm gonna throw, the other thing. As far as family goes, I'm gonna throw my family grief on here also. So I've been having a massive issue with my family. I have I mean, pretty much it seems like by this point in my life, all my family has written me off. Sad to say, in a way. You know, I don't, the last time, so my mom and I had this back and forth thing about my one loan. She helped me take out this particular loan, and it was my job to pay it back. Well, I ended up having some issues and some grief, and so we had this huge thing, and then I found out she was watching my YouTube videos, which are fine. You know, I don't care you watch my YouTube videos. I would prefer she tell me, hey, I found your YouTube channel, or I started watching your YouTube channel, to not. And it's like I had to force that out of her, you know, rather than her saying, you know, I watch it, you know, because I decided not to talk to you because of all this stuff, because of your real life choices or whatever. Because you don't live up to the norm that I wanted for you. I believe that's essentially it. She told me my whole life to live my life as I wanted, that it was okay to be different, and all this shit. Lies, as far as I'm aware. But I followed her advice, and I'm honestly much more happier for it, even though she can't either A, couldn't do it for herself, or B, can't accept the fact that I did exactly what she told me. She said she was going to come down in whatever month that was, July. It is now September. I have not seen her, heard from her, anything. The last text I got from her was some bullshit about something I left at the house. I mean, Christ. It was like over 2 years ago. If I don't need or haven't asked for whatever the fuck it was that was sitting in a closet, by now I'm not going to ask for it, nor do I care about it, honestly. My life is a little bit more complex and a little bit more different, I guess. And I have different priorities now than some bullshit that I left in the closet. However, if it was an icebreaker, there are better. How are you is a very good one. I miss you is even better. And the epitome of all, I love you. Just, I love you and I'm glad you're still alive and kicking would have been top of the list. But I've given up, trying to make her understand, or trying to get her to understand, or trying to negotiate, or whatever. As far as I'm concerned, I did the civil thing and let her know that I was doing what I'm doing. Pretty much all the steps away minus the surgery. Because, as I said before, with all this reaction that I've seen so far, my chest surgery was one of the biggest days for me, and I didn't want that shit ruined by a phone call saying, is this really what you want? Didn't. So. But it's sort of sad, actually, in a way. I know she sees my son. I'm aware that she has, been in communique with my ex. I'm aware that he goes over to her house. I'm aware that she's lied to me about a number of things when it comes to that whole scenario. You know, I'm not stupid, I'm not naive. You know, I just wish she'd be honest with me about it. I've been honest with her as far as I can tell. Anything that wasn't her business, I didn't make her business. Stuff that is her business and has been her business, I've made her very much aware. But anyway, so, I don't know what to do about it. I just let it go to the winds. What disturbs me, though, I don't know, I'm running near my 15 minutes. This is why I left the work shit for another way. What is concerning me, though, my mother is nearing her 67? 68. 67, 68. It's just not a big one. Big one's coming up. My mom is nearly 70. I'm going to be 70. No, not that old. She's not quite that old, I don't think. I need to do the math. I'm not that good. I need a pencil and piece of paper. But my mother is getting up there in years. She's not a spring chicken, she's not young. One of the most beautiful women that I know. Not young enough. I have heard nothing about her health. I have heard nothing that's gone on with her since all this shit started. I haven't talked really to my brothers. I don't know what's going on with them. What concerns me is because I don't know all this stuff, is that if there is no discussion between my mother and eventual, and this is something really big, actually, not just with my mom, but with a lot of my family members. What happens if something happens? What happens if, I mean, my God, I'll just say it. What happens if she dies, you know? What happens if she dies? What happens if she keels over, gets hurt, goes on some trip or something, and majorly something happens? Do I go home for the funeral? You know? Do I care enough about my family and my family history to, you know, claim anything, you know, anything of that is mine? Or that was at some point supposed to be left to me. You know? Do I just let it go? Do I let it go to another family member who I don't think will take as good of care of it as I would? I don't know if my mother thinks about these things. I know I do. I do quite often, actually, especially lately, because her birthday's coming up in maybe five months. But it's coming up. And especially because I'm realizing that I am going to be 31 this year, which is 4 years shy of how old my mother was when she had me. It's quite terrifying, actually. And my son's turning 5 this year, and my girlfriend turned 30. I mean, it's a lot of shit really to process, and it hurts. I mean, it really hurts. But at the same time, I think of a different life that I could have had. I think of a life where I would have had to be soup bases and silverware, and there's a story behind that, which I'll tell a different time. But I would have been soup bases and silverware. I would have been the norm. I would have had another kid, like physically had another kid. I don't mind having another child in my life, really. My son's awesome and is amazing, and I would love to have another one of him in my life. But he's just, I don't know. I can't imagine physically going through that again. I can't imagine being with my ex, because my ex in many ways was horrible, and our emotional states were not the same, and he needed things that I couldn't give him. He wanted the suitcases and somewhere. He wanted the house and the white picket fence and all that shit, and that is not me. By any stretch of the imagination, that is not me. And although my sexual preferences would have matched with him to a certain degree, I would have been constrained. I would have not been able to do anything. I'm starting to crawl out of a financial hole that he put me in, or helped to put me in, rather, not put me in, because that was putting all the blame on him and not taking any responsibility. But I'm starting to climb out of that hole, and, I couldn't have, and I would have had a chance. And I would have not made the friends that I would have made. I would have been stuck all the way up in fucking Aubrey, which is nothing. If you don't live in Texas or are from Texas, Aubrey is fucking no man's land. There is nothing there. It's developing, but there is nothing there currently. I wouldn't have made the friends. I wouldn't have had the experiences. So honestly, with all the emotional shit that's going on, I wouldn't have made any other decision. And now I've bored you for 19 minutes and 20 odd seconds. So-ish. So I'm going to go now. But I'm going to do another video about work, because what's going on at work is actually kind of important. So hope you're all doing good, and talk to you in a minute.